Trey Young is officially a Washington Wizard. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect this soon. I just got finished watching the game, just got out of the shower. I was laying in bed about to catch up on the rest of the games, but my homeboy hit the group chat talking about Trey Young is officially a Wizard. And I'm like, you lying, man. So I checked Twitter, I see that Shams report on my first refresh, and I knew it's time, baby. I know it's time. Trey Young is a Washington Wizard. Now, if you've been a Wizards fan for as long as I have, which has been my whole life, and I'm 24 years old, you know it is not common for stars or even honestly starter level players to say, I want to go play for the Washington Wizards. We haven't had star level talent on this team, I believe, since Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. I think that was the 2021 season. But I've seen a lot of people on Wizards Twitter talking about Trae doesn't fit Will Dawkins, like how he likes to build a team and he's ball dominant and this and that. And I mean, that's cool criticism. I understand that. But when you really get down to it, Trey Young is, he may be ball dominant, yes, but he is a playmaking point guard. He is great in the pick and roll. He is great from 3-point range, solid mid-range, can get to the rack at times. But I think that he'll be a great help to the Wizards, whether we keep him or not, because I see people talking about his contract as well, but he has a player option that he can pick up. Even if he picks that up, that's just a 1 year where we can be like, okay, we'll test the waters. We'll see what Trae looks like next to Trey Johnson and Bub and Bilal and Sar and Keyshawn. We'll see how that goes. And I mean, if it doesn't work, we wash our hands with him and we're cool. We get the money right back. And I mean, when you're talking about the money in these contracts, it's like, what else are we going to spend this money on? Did we want to bring another recycling? Do we want to bring in another recycled amount of vets, like another CJ or another Chris Middleton kind of thing? But like, we got to spend the money somewhere. Our guys are not ready for extensions. Our guys are not ready to be paid. So we have to spend the money somewhere. And I think that using that on Trey Young on a star point guard, which is a position of need in my personal opinion, I think that is a great way to go about it. And especially only giving up CJ McCollum, who is an expiring contract who we were trying to get rid of anyway, and getting rid of Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert, yes, he's a great shooter, but I thought he was probably the most expendable out of the Wiz kids, if you want to put him in that category. As for Atlanta, I think this is good for Atlanta, obviously, to get off of Trey Young's money and kind of give Jalen Johnson the keys to this team. I don't really know how it'll fare this year. Obviously, like I said, CJ's expiring, so I mean, he might be good for a little play-in, playoff run or whatever, but you get off of his money next year and you kind of reset yourself and say, okay, we have Jalen Johnson, we have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kristaps if we want to keep him, Zachary Ricochet, hopefully he can bring his development up a little bit. But outside of that, you don't really have much for this year. So I think next year you're really looking good, especially with the New Orleans Pelicans pick that you're going to have is possibly looking like it could be top 5. But yeah, as it looks right now, at the time I'm recording this video, it looks like it's just straight up Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum for Trey Young. I don't see any draft compensation. I don't see anything like that as of right now. But back to the Wizards, I think obviously this year he's still hurt right now. We're still trying to get a top pick. People are talking about he might win us too many games. Look, man, we know, Will Dawkins knows that we have a protection on that pick. He knows that we need this pick. So whatever we got to do, whether we got to shut Trey down, shut everybody down, it don't matter. We going to get it done, and we going to get in that top 8 to make sure that we can draft a AJ DeBonsta, a Cam Booz, or a Koa P, a Caleb Wilson. Like, now that we have Trey Young, I feel like it gives us more options, and it's okay for us not to get the number 1 pick. Like, it's okay. We can get number 2, 3, or even down to 5 and be fine now that we have Trey Young. Back to Atlanta, I just scrolled through Twitter for a little bit. I did see an idea that possibly they could be going for 80 now that they're off of Trey Young's money, and CJ, he's obviously less money and he may be gone next year. So that kind of opens up the window for them to go get AD. And I personally think that's a good idea. That's not a bad idea. You put him next to Jalen Johnson, you put him next to Nickeil, everybody else that you have on the team. Maybe you add a point guard. If you don't want to keep CJ, maybe you Maybe you go after more shot creation, maybe like a Malik Monk, possibly. I'm not sure who all will be in the free agency class, but maybe you look at the shot creator role when that time comes around. But like I said, I don't really think that this affects Atlanta this year. I think that this will really start to ramp up and drive into effect next year once the free agency hits and once, the trade market circles back around. And obviously, like I said, once they get their draft pick and they are set in stone at where they're drafting. But yeah, man, Trey Young's a Washington Wizard. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I was about to buy me a Wizards jersey, and I might wait for that Trey Young one to hit, but we'll see. I might just end up getting a Sar jersey and then go to Trae. But hey, man, Trey Young's a Wizard, man. I'm excited.